Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert from the Europe Hotels School, and it's my pleasure to welcome all of our students to this online learning journey. Today, we're diving into one of the most crucial skills in our industry, managing guest expectations. It's a delicate art that, when you get it right, can turn a potential problem into a moment of truly exceptional service. So let's picture this, right? It's a situation every single one of us in hospitality knows all too well. A guest arrives, and in their mind, they have a perfect vision for their stay. But what happens when that vision collides head on with reality? This is that critical moment where professional communication isn't just a nice skill to have, it is absolutely everything. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down a 5-step playbook. We'll kick things off with a core challenge of expectations, then we'll move into the practical skills of mastering the conversation and controlling the timeline. After that, we'll talk about the art of finding the right solution, and we'll wrap it all up with the ultimate goal, building unwavering guest trust. Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. Before we can even begin to manage expectations, we first have to understand where they come from and, more importantly, why they so often clash with the reality of our operations. This is the foundation for everything that follows. This is what we call the expectation gap. And honestly, it's a pretty dangerous space. It's that void between what a guest assumes is going to happen and what we, the hotel, can realistically deliver. If we don't manage this gap with clear, honest communication, even the most perfect solution can end up feeling like a total failure to the guest. Our job is to bridge that gap. So, the big question is, how do we close that gap? Well, it all starts with mastering the conversation. And this isn't just about talking. It's about strategically guiding the guest's perception toward an outcome that's both positive and realistic. Let's take a look at how to do that. We've all heard this. And if we're being honest, maybe we've even said it. But a blunt no is pretty much the fastest way to kill a conversation and create immediate frustration. It focuses only on the restriction, not on any possibility. And it instantly puts you and the guest on opposite teams. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Look at the shift in language here. This is a technique we call framing. You're not actually changing the facts. The original request is still off the table, but what you are changing is the whole emotional tone of the interaction. By immediately focusing on what you can do, you shift from being a barrier to being a helpful partner. Of course, framing is just a technique. It only works if it's built on a foundation of genuine empathy. Think about it. Guests are so much more receptive to realistic outcomes when they feel like they've been heard and respected. Acknowledging their feelings, validating their perspective, this isn't about agreeing to an impossible demand. It's about creating the mutual understanding you need to find a real solution together. But, a great conversation is only half the battle. Beyond the words we choose, when we communicate is just as critical. Controlling the timeline is all about managing a guest's anxiety and building their confidence that a solution is actively on the way. And this right here illustrates the difference perfectly. Vague promises like soon or as fast as possible, all they do is create uncertainty and stress for the guest. A true professional provides specific, concrete timelines. It signals control, it sets a clear expectation, and it gives the guest a sense of security. They know exactly what's happening next. So, the key takeaway here is to create predictability. It's a simple 3-step process. First, tell the guest exactly what you're going to do right now. Second, give them a precise time for the next update, even if the update is just, I'm still working on it. And third, and this is so important, always, always follow up. This simple sequence can transform a chaotic, stressful situation into a clear, managed process. Okay, so now we've arrived at the resolution itself. Finding a solution isn't just about fixing a problem, it's really an art that requires a delicate balance of honesty, fairness, and a deep understanding of the guest's actual experience. And this is a warning that we all need to take to heart. In the heat of the moment, it can be so tempting to overpromise just to make a guest happy. But an unmet promise causes far, far more damage to your hotel's reputation than the original issue ever could. Your commitments must always be things you can actually deliver. So, what makes a solution appropriate? Well, the key principle here is proportionality. A noisy neighbor for 10 minutes probably doesn't warrant a free stay, right? But a faulty air conditioner in the middle of summer definitely requires more than a simple apology. And remember, this isn't always about money. Often, a genuinely caring response and a thoughtful gesture are far more powerful than any discount. It shows you truly get it. And that brings us to our final and frankly most important section. All of these techniques we've discussed, the framing, the empathy, the timeline control, the fair solutions, they're not just about problem solving. They are all building towards the single most valuable asset in the entire hospitality industry. And that asset, of course, is trust. Trust isn't just the result of getting a problem fixed. It's the feeling a guest has throughout the entire process. It's that deep-seated confidence that they are being looked after by professionals who operate with absolute integrity. So at the end of the day, these are the pillars that hold that trust up. Every single interaction you have is an opportunity to demonstrate them. When you communicate openly, show genuine empathy, act with integrity, and maintain consistent professionalism, you have the power to turn a potential negative into a profound positive. I'll leave you with this final thought. When a guest comes to you with a problem, it can definitely feel like a challenge. But if you have the right playbook, it's actually something else entirely. It's a chance. It's an opportunity to demonstrate your hotel's commitment to excellence and to transform a dissatisfied guest into your most loyal advocate.